Now, in today's class, we will discuss the second factor which was responsible for low productivity of the Indian agriculture on the eve of independence. It is titled as High Degree of Vulnerability. So, agriculture was excessively dependent upon rainfall. When good rainfall implied good output, and when there was low rainfall, output was low. So, no efforts were ever made under British rule to develop permanent means of irrigation, so agriculture showed a high degree of vulnerability. So this was second feature of Indian agriculture on the eve of independence. Now after that it is third feature on the eve of independence. That was a wedge between owners of the soil and tillers of the soil. So there was a gap between the owners of the soil and tillers of the soil. During British rule, tillers of soil were bound to share the output with the owners of soil, but they seldom shared the cost of production. Owners were seldom the actual tillers, they never make any efforts for the production. They were never committed to prosperity of agriculture. Owners always maximized the rental income. Due to these obstacles, backwardness and stagnation of Indian agriculture was the obvious consequence. Now, after that, there are some factors which are responsible or which caused backwardness and stagnation of Indian agriculture during British rule. Among these factors, first factor was land revenue system under British rule. So this was also one of the factors which caused backwardness of Indian agriculture. So under British rule, India established a triangular relationship among the government, the owners of the soil and the tillers of the soil. This was known as Zamindari system of land revenue. As per this system, Zamindars were known as permanent owners of the soil. Zamindars were to pay a fixed sum to government as land revenue, but Zamindars were free to fix a sum to tiller as much as they liked. Due to this system, Zamindars exploited the tillers of soil. They frequently raised the demand for land revenue and frequently rejected the existing tillers with a view to enhance the land revenue. यानी जो उनके काश्तकार थे उनको वो अक्सर बदला करते थे और उन काश्तकारों को टिलर्स मीनस काश्तकारों को अपनी मर्जी से वो हिस्सा बटाई का सिस्टम लागू करते थे ज़मींदार. So due to this system, tillers were often landless laborers and there was no alternate means of subsistence. Therefore, agriculture was never deserted even by the poorest of the poor. Then second factor responsible for this backwardness of Indian agriculture on the eve of independence is forced commercialization of agriculture. So farmers were forced to shift to commercial crops like indigo in particular from the subsistence crops like rice, wheat, etc. Because indigo was required by the textile industry in Britain for dyeing and bleaching of the textiles. So farmers were forced to accept advance payments for the cultivation of indigo. Due to cultivation of indigo, farmers had to buy the food grains from the market for which they needed cash, which was not available to them due to the cash was not available to them due to compounding indebtedness. यानी इनका जो इंटरेस्ट है वो कंपाउंड हो जाता था क्योंकि इनके पास इनकम नहीं थी पैसा लेने के लिए. ये महाजनों और लैंड लॉर्डों के पास मजबूर थे. So tillers were always at the mercy of landlords or money lenders. Briefly, agriculture under British rule was exploited as a source of revenue by the landowners. Consequently, on the eve of independence, agriculture sector of the economy was absolutely backward, stagnant and non-vibrant.